Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Why the UK is in the EU? Good question. Preemptive like. Hi, guys. Have I seen this? I don't know. I don't care. All right. I've had to delete a bunch of videos because I was stupid. So some of these might be redundant, but just bear with me here. My name's... Did I say that? Let's go. Humphrey?
The writing's on the wall.
Well, in any event, we'll have to think of something to make the public think kindly towards administration because of the Europass.
Quite.
Europass?
Europass?
European identity card. What? Bernard, surely you've informed the Minister.
Minister, didn't you do your boxes last night?
No, I was redrafting the redraft of the draft.
Well, briefly, Minister, Brussels is about to decree that there should be a new European identity card to be carried by all citizens of the EEC. Now, the Foreign Office is quite ready to go along... carried by all citizens of the EEC. Now, the Foreign Office is quite ready to go along with it as a quid pro quo for a deal over the Buttermount and the Wine Lake and the Milk Ocean. The Lamb War and the Cod Stink. And quite obviously, the Prime Minister wants you to introduce the legislation.
Me?
Yes, well, it's well known that you're pro-Europe, you see. And it would simplify our administration enormously in the long run, so it's a good idea, don't
Good
you?
idea.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Not a good idea?
Political suicide?
Trying to make British people carry compulsory identification papers. They'll say I'm introducing a police state again. Is this what we fought 2 world wars for, Humphrey?
Well, Minister, it's really little more than a sort of driving license.
It's the last nail in my coffin, that's what it is.
You might get away with calling it
Driving license.
It's the last nail in my coffin, that's what it is.
You
Last nail in my coffin.
might get away with calling it Euro Club Express.
Burn it on the shop.
Burn it!
Why do we have to introduce it? Can't the Foreign Office do it?
Well, in fact, that was the Prime Minister's original suggestion, but the Foreign Secretary thought that this was a Home Office matter, and the Home Office took the view that it was essentially an administrative matter, and the Prime Minister agreed.
They're all playing pass the parcel.
Can you blame them when you can hear it ticking?
Hot potato.
Well, I'm afraid that the identity card bill is planned to be the last action of this department.
Wonderful ammunition for the anti-Europeans.
Yes, let the Foreign Office realise what damage this will do to the European idea.
Well, I'm sure they do. That's why they support it.
Well, surely the Foreign Office is pro-Europe, isn't it?
Yes and no.
Have I seen this? Because I don't remember that other guy.
If you'll forgive the expression. The Foreign Office is pro-Europe because it is really anti-Europe. The civil service was united in its desire to make sure that the common market didn't work. That's why we went into it.
What are you talking about?
Minister, Britain has had the same foreign policy objective for at least the last 500 years, to create a disunited Europe. In that cause, we have fought with the Dutch against the Spanish, with the Germans against the French, with the French and Italians against the Germans, and with the French against the Germans and Italians. Divide and rule, you see. Why should we change now, when it's worked so well?
It's all ancient history, surely.
Yes, and current policy. We had to break the whole thing up, so we had to get inside. We tried to break it up. We had to break the whole thing up, so we had to get inside. We tried to break it up from the outside, but that wouldn't work. Now that we're inside, we can make a complete pig's breakfast of the whole thing. Set the Germans against the French against the Italians against the Dutch. The Foreign Office is terribly pleased. It's just like old times.
Surely we're all committed to the European ideal.
Really, Minister?
If not, why are we pressing for an increase in the membership?
Well, for the same reason. It's just like the United Nations, in fact. The more members it has, the more arguments it can stir up, the more futile and impotent it becomes.
And the more countries you can keep disunited. Or the less...
Arguments it can stir up, the more futile and impotent it becomes.
Appalling cynicism.
Yes. We call it diplomacy, Minister.
Greatest should be Prime Minister ever, Humphrey. Or just politician. It's supposed to be satire, but it's really not. I'm sure that's what a lot of people kind of... I always have this kind of view that... I didn't have any questions there about British things I didn't understand, I don't think. I always want, like, imagine that when there's a president in the U.S. and it seems very similar in the U.K., that, you know, they make all these promises on the campaign trail, and obviously no one with half a brain expects anyone to keep every promise, all right? But still, like, they make all these promises and everything, and I feel, this is just speculation, I feel like when they get into office and then, like, sit down, I feel like there are just a whole bunch of people flood in, are like, okay, you can't do this, you can't do this, this is what you have to do, this is your deal here, this is your deal here, and so in the end, it's like, everything I said in the campaign trail, whoosh, out the window, and then it's just like, okay, rewrite it, and don't even publish it, and then just say that you've kept those promises. Not exactly a great analogy, or a great comparison between U.S. and... Humphrey's a genius, okay? He's perfect. And so is this show. Hope you're all doing well. If not, you'll be good soon. Don't worry. Friend, emotions are fickle. See you guys next time. Bye.